What I think more basically than that, what I've discovered is that the political and cultural values held by people on the other side are not nearly as far apart from us as we might expect.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most important point to make, is that we're not as far removed as we think we are from an era like the 50s, where a lot was wrong in the 50s, but one thing that was right was that you would have two senators from right and left basically debate each other, like it was the gladiatorial arena on the floor of the Senate. And they'd slap each other on the back and go to the bar and say, this is my friend, the conservative.
Yeah.
And I think my contention is that we're actually still there for the majority of Americans, but we've just been trained largely by the media to think that we're not.
Yeah, be like Anthony Scalia and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. They were very good friends. They didn't agree on hardly everything, and I think that was the joke that they always like going back to. But there's if you ever get a chance, look it up. There are photos of them just hanging out, no robes or anything, just hanging out as two people, and they didn't agree with each other on anything politically. I mean, rightly so. They're two very different, kind of judicial embodiments. But
the day that each one of them, let's put it this way, the day that each one of them died, people from the opposite tribe, people took store and counted coup, based on the implications of their death. That's how prominent they were for each of their tribes. People have criticized Ruth Bader Ginsburg for not retiring earlier because they're convinced that Amy Coney Barrett would not have gotten that seat if she had stepped down at a time when Obama could have appointed her successor. And the same thing for Scalia. These people were political footballs for the tribes.
Yeah.
But here they are. Yeah.
Ultimately, they were. Yeah. I mean, and if Supreme Court justices can do it with people that they're I have nothing ideologically in common with you. All right, so I mean, if they can be like that, I think we can be like that too, right? Where we just kind of go across the aisle and are able to be you know what? I like a lot of the same things you like. I enjoy liquor. I enjoy. Because there's.
Well, and I think again we have to go in being prepared to be surprised, because I was.
Yeah.
Because of what I do at UWM, it became an inevitable part of my life. And that's been one of the real interesting things this past year is that it happened very organically. In past years, people like you and John and our other circle of friends that used to do the forum there were much more the norm. Atheists, agnostics, Hellenists, people who are definitely not extremists, but definitely in the crust of the left.
Yeah.
Where we're all just kind of, we're debating religion and we're backslapping on politics.
Yeah.
Where now it's kind of reversed itself. And I'm around more people where we're debating politics and backslapping on religion.
Yeah. I mean, I could imagine that. It sounds like a really good time. I mean,
and it's it happens so naturally that it tells me that something is shifting in the culture itself, because this is the up and coming generation. Not only are the atheists transitioning into agnostics who are much less vehement.
Yeah, they just don't care. You don't. Yeah, because that's the weirdest part. Yeah, because atheists, it's always a debate about atheists and how sincere atheists were about being atheists. And the funny thing about agnostics is if you're a theologian, that's got to be the real terrifying thing. Agnostics, I don't know and I don't care. Now that is real. That is real theological indifference. An atheist rages against the machine. An agnostic's I don't give a fuck about the machine. It never came up, and I don't care. That's got to be the real.
And I think that's where we're headed, because and I think this is true of politics as well, because a lot of this new generation, their parents were pretty dedicated. But a lot of them were raising their kids in kind of a neutral way. People in our generation, I think, even though as hardcore as we got, are not necessarily ready to impose that on our children.